So that fight seemed to be wrapped up, and now you telling me it is actually wrapping up in a draw? I didn't really expect that. However, I'm not really sure what to expect of this. I mean, it's not necessarily bad, but I'm actually more wondering what are the teachers gonna say when they see this? Because in a way, this well, tests, is that the word we were looking for? In a way, broke every single thing that the rule happened apply. But there are villains things where you just go enter a slugfest. However, a lot of these people here seem to treat it as a game. Or maybe they just didn't. They were just so very passionate about doing what they consider the right thing, or so. Who knows? But it seems to have been a draw. Or is it possible Class A1? After all, they did capture Spiral. So, who knows? The angry anime fan here to bring you Boku no Hero Academia chapter 205. Todoroki Shoto finally decides to use the super powerful heat that he's been hiding himself, and is actually even implying that so he wants to become, so that I could become who I want to be. Because in the end, he remembers maybe that maybe he didn't like using this power because of it, what it was, but now he has to. It seems to be more than just flames, it seems to be heat as well. A very frictionized heat that even causes himself a dizziness. He's saying something like, erase it to the point that I would burn myself. An extreme amount of heat and flames that Tetsu has difficult resisting, but still fight, because after all he is an endurance guy. I mean, I have to say his very passionate hot-bloodedness is for some reason both annoying as it is admirable. I mean, I've seen numerous people like this before, and I've usually always considered admirable. But so why is it so annoying sometimes to see that on Tetsu? I don't know. It's just something about his personality that bugs me. I mean, it's the way he's saying maybe that you have to put your life on the run, even if it's not a real thing, because that's how we need to go further and beyond. So in a way, Tetsu is a very reckless fool, but maybe he is not really a jerk-ass fool. Either way, Pony is revealed to even be able to fly somewhat by riding her horns telepathically while she battles Tentacool. And it's revealed her hero name is Thunderhorn. Not exactly the most creative name for someone who looks like a pony. And it's another thing that's noting as Tentacool and Thunderhorn tries to do it all. Ojiro comes in and manages to slap Pony and then capture us. It's pretty mean though when she's actually saying, the way you got me so darn ordinary. I mean, there's been a very random gag this entire match that Ojiro, Tailman is just so too damn ordinary. And granted, all he has is an extremely sturdy and strong tail, so yeah, it's not a flashy quirk. But is that really considered ordinary? It's what Ojiro is saying that is actually pissing me off a little bit. And that's when it's saying, if I prevent you horns from firing off, then you're not much of a threat. In the anime, supposedly, people could ride Pony like a horse, and even her costume has some horse-like things, especially with the handle of all that. I know anime is anime, it's sometimes not meant to be taken literally, but I thought Pony really would have some horse-like abilities similar to a frog. But in the end, maybe all she has are the horns. Still, I'm not really sure what I understand. Why is someone who has a very horse-like theme? Why does she have such horns? I still don't really understand that. Is that meant to make a parody of the satyrs? Because the satyrs, they rely more on magic or everything else. Either way, unfortunately, Mudman arrives as Tetsu tries to withstand Shodoroki's heat even more. He remembers his words and decides to surpass his limits, but then gets knocked out thanks to the suffering of Mudman, who not only manages to capture or sink in Ojiro and Tentacool, but also sinking in the rest. It's just then, however, that Ida arrives, knocks back Mudman, and grabs Shoto, remembering the time he disgracefully challenged the hero killer and was so bent on revenge he didn't even want to save anyone. He now also remembers the fact that his brother always saved people first. He decides that saving comes first before saving anyone else. So elsewhere, Hononokuni, Mudman, has been hit by an attack, and apparently he fully admits that this is his loss. However, but he's not too frustrated for it because this is his loss. However, he's also admitting that it seems it's very surprising. I actually lampshaded that Mudman really seems to care about his comrades. He doesn't really look like a kind of person who is approachable, but he really do appreciate his comrades as a sense to have my friends lose to my mistake. I will absolutely rely it. So he softens up a pillar as Tetsu uses the last of his power to push it, which traps Ida and. And unfortunately, Shoto is knocked out. So the biggest question is now: is everyone really knocked out? The chapter does say that it's a draw, but what happened to Tentacool and Ojiro? They last time I saw them, they were sunken in by Mudman's softening abilities, and he said he was gonna take back Pony. So didn't they take them to jail after all? And again, what happened to Spiral? Last time we saw him, Ida grabbed him and was said take him to jail. So, did he? If so, then shouldn't that technically make this a Class A winner? Or is it a draw? Because I said in the beginning, I don't think the teachers are gonna like this one. They treated this like a game, like a fighting, let's do it all. Although all of them were very serious and very determined to do it all, especially Ida and Tetsu. Although Ida, for some reason, felt less obnoxious to listen to than Tetsu. Still don't really know why. Well, Tetsu have many similarities with Kirishima, although I think that's where it ends, as Kirishima is more reluctant with things. But it was a pretty cool chapter. We heard another hero name, and we only got Spiral from words. Still don't know Kohei's hero name though. So, what do you think? Give me your thoughts if you have any.